Welcome. Today we're going to work our precious feet. So you might want to have a blanket under your hips just to be comfortable while we're seated. We'll take the soles of the feet together, make that comfortable, and let's just take 3 deep breaths to balance ourselves here in the present moment, coming into center. Let's imagine that you're pulling the breath right in through the tips of your toes, all the way up the length of your legs, to your belly and into your heart, and back out again. Another deep breath in. And let it go. Let your eyes open. Reach over and just start to massage your feet. What we're going to do today is not just work the mobility and the strength of the feet, but also work on the alignment principles, where I have found over the years a lot of misalignment occurs in our yoga asana practice. So we really want to make it strong and steady on the soles of our feet, because how we align our feet has everything to do with how we align our knees, how we align our hips, and then the hips have everything to do with aligning our spine. So we'll get ourselves aligned from the ground up. While you're massaging your feet, just with appreciation and giving them a little bit of love, I'd also like to share with you in the link below a guide to reflexology, which are all the points in the feet that are analogous to all the parts and organs and glands in our body. So you can give yourself a whole body massage just by working on your feet. For today, just notice what feels good. Take time. And I have to say, I have washed my feet, but because I go barefoot a lot, especially in the warmer months, my feet are a little bit stained at this point in time. But that's okay. I know they're clean, and it's really healthy and healing to get your bare feet on the earth, whether it's grass or dirt or mud or sand. Get outside every day and get your feet on the ground. So for right now, just give them your love, and we're going to give them some toe stretches. So we're going to straighten one leg. Bring the leg across, and weaving our fingers in between the toes. Weaving them in between. Get just fingers in there. And then give them a little squeeze. You might have to work them in. And then let's rotate the ankles. So feet and ankles is the focus today. Of course, they work together. When you align the feet, it helps align the ankles. Some of you might have some collapsed ankles or weak ankles. I had a really intense Achilles tendonitis for several years that I was able to heal, but when it was inflamed, it was hard to walk. So we want to take care of these body parts. Notice how that feels, just to circle the ankle and then squeeze the toes and then flex them a little, move them up and down. And then releasing, take your fingers out and just notice how alive those two toes feel compared to the other side. But let's return to the other side. Reach the leg up, get it comfortable across the thigh, weave the fingers in, and here we go. Oops, one fell out. There we go. So get those fingers in, and then just use your arm and rotate the ankle, your arm muscles. Rotate it around, breathing as you go. Other direction. And just really notice all sensations that are coming alive in your foot and your ankle. Make sure you let your feet get out from inside your shoes as often as possible. We're really meant to walk barefoot. And then that keeps all those bones. We have 26 bones in each foot. And then, of course, numerous ligaments connecting bone to bone. And all kinds of little muscles in there. So it's a lot to take care of, and walking barefoot helps with that. Stretch the feet out in front. Take your hands behind. Place a little distance between the feet. And then pull the toes back as far as you can. Anchor the heels out. And then pressing gently on the back of the heels, lift the shins slightly so you're not locking your knee joint. And then let the ankle open and stretch your toes. Pull the toes up and down. Keep your breath moving. Then we'll take the toes up, let the ankles rotate, and then open up and try and get your little toes to the floor. They might not get all the way over there. Squeeze your glutes a little bit. That helps the legs. And then sweep the floor with your little toes, just to get that range of motion in the ankle. Toes lift and squeeze as well. Then bring it all the way up. Separate the legs a little bit more and try and bring the big toes down and sweep the big toes along the floor. Just noticing how well you can move those feet and where there may be places of resistance. So do what you can do. Now let's take both ankles in the same direction, just circle them around. And then the other direction. When your ankles are supple, you'll have an easier walking gait. And that helps all the way up the length of your whole entire body. All right, shake those out a little bit. All right, now we're going to come around and come on to all fours. Now, if you want the blanket underneath your knees, you can certainly do that. And I'm going to show you the best way to do that is to not have too thick of a blanket, but don't just put your knees on the blanket like that. You want to come all the way up and put the entire shin bone so you can press into the center of your shin and then put your toenails down, okay? Click your toenails into the ground. If your ankles are really tight and they're bending, that's okay. Just stretch them out. Sometimes people like put the toes under, but that directly drives pressure into the kneecap. So if you can, toenails down, and then look and make sure your toes aren't pulling in. This is very common. I see this all the time. So draw length into the inner edge of the foot. Okay. Click them in. Hands slightly forward of the shoulder so you have lots of room. And then we're going to lift and open the chest. Press those feet down and exhale. Check to make sure the inner edge is long. Inhale, open. And then open up. Now this time we will curl the toes under. We're going to push our weight back, lift the knees a little bit, and then press strongly into the arms. And then press one heel down and then the other. So let this be an awareness of your feet, your ankles, your calves. Stretch it out, pedaling the feet, walking the dog, so to speak. Both heels high, way up on the toes, and then bring the knees back down. Lift and open the chest. We're going to pull the tailbone in. This is why you want your hands slightly forward. Roll open the chest and then push down on the top of the feet. Lift the knees up if you can. Knees down. Rounding the back. Pull as close to your heels as you can, keeping your hands glued to the floor. And then curl up through cat pose. Draw the hips forward. Open the heart. And you're going to push into the top of the feet and open up. Exhale, round. Maybe curl the toes under, stretch the feet. And then toenails down. And lift. One more time. Toes under, stretch back. And then coming to an all fours position, I'm going to bring a block with me. We're going to come up on the knees. And then from here, with the toes curled under, you're going to place your hips back on your heels. Now, I have a knee injury, so instead of going all the way to the heels, I'm going to place a block right underneath my hips and sit this way. And I'm still getting my weight back, getting a really, I have to help those little toes around a little bit. Deep stretch on the metatarsals, those long bone, those areas of the top of the foot, those long bones, giving a nice flexion to the joint of the toes. And just take a few breaths here. So it could be a little intense, and intensity is okay. If you do this often, your toes will respond quite well over a short period of time. You'll have a lot more suppleness in your toe joints, especially that first toe. I'm going to open that up. One more breath. So again, you may be sitting right on your heels, and that's fine. And then coming back off the hips, return to tabletop, and now we're going to have a little tantrum. Put your toenails down and just tap them out. Oh. All right, from here we're going to do a little lunging. So I'm choosing postures to show you how to align your feet, which I find there's a lot of misalignment in some of these poses. I'm going to take one leg forward and walk it out so that as we bring the hips forward, the knee ends up right over the ankle. Feel how it opens through the hips. But really notice, again, we're paying attention to our feet today. So front toes are spread, not gripping. Anchor the sole of your foot. And then the back toes are clicked in. There's a tendency, again, for the ankle to come in. So keep it down. Let's go ahead and draw the hips back. Tuck under. Look to see what your back foot is doing. Keep that ankle upright. Press down into the shin as you come forward and lift and open the chest. Now, pressing down to that front foot and that back top of the foot. Find your balance. Bring the bent elbows overhead, placing the hands on the back of the head so you can press back in, get a deep opening in your shoulder. I'm just adjusting that front foot so the weight is even. Take some deep breaths into that wide open stretch. You might want to take the arms up. That's fine too. One more breath. Now keep pressing into the feet for your stability and take it back down. Now bring the hips back. Slide that front foot back and bring the other leg forward. Again, the foot comes forward of the knee so that as you bring the hips underneath you, you end up with knee and ankle alignment. Back toes click into the ground. Lift and open the chest using blocks helps a lot. And then we'll draw the hips back. You could bring the front toes off the floor and round back, making sure that inner edge of the ankle is aligned. Coming forward and opening up. Draw the arms overhead again. Press the head back. Lift the heart and sink the hips, anchoring into those firm foot placements. Deep breaths. Then release the arms. Take it back. Now this front foot's going to slide just a little bit back underneath your shoulder. Toes curl under the back foot. So you can push up. Step the feet forward. Bend the knees. Move the blocks and the forearms come to the thighs. So feel the weight on the feet. And maybe take them a little bit wider apart. I want to lift the chest and have this lumbar curve. Okay. Draw the arms out to the side, pressing down into the foot and lifting all the way up. So I'm going to remove the blanket from the yoga mat, put it aside, and begin in mountain pose. So when we stand in Tadasana, feet straight ahead, pelvic width apart, and you're anchoring on the first and fifth metatarsal, which is the ball of the foot, okay? And then the inner and outer heel. You could also just think of the center of the heel, so like a triangle, but pressing down. I like to think of the inner and outer heel because there is a tendency for either to collapse the ankles or roll to the outer edges. And when that happens, it affects the knees, of course, and the pelvis, right? We drop in or out. So let's get all four corners anchored. Watch your feet. Spread the toes. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift all 10 toes. Put just the big toe down. Spread the toes wide. Lift the big toe and put the other 4 toes down. And then go back and forth. And if this is difficult, you're going to go ahead and do this on a regular basis, like every day. Exercise your feet, and you'll be amazed how quickly these awaken your feet, and you'll have more dexterity, just like stretching your feet like we did on the ground. You'll get mobility quickly as well. So mobility and dexterity. Let's lift all 10 toes. Then let them come back to the ground. Keep them long. Avoid gripping the toes. And press down into your heels. Let's just roll the shoulders out while we're up here. Feel yourself lifting from the crown of the head. And we'll do a little balance. So we're going to press into one foot. Anchor down, let the other foot come up, arms out for support, and just rotate the ankle. Give that ankle some movement while the other ankle is strengthening, holding your body weight. Other direction. Breathing your way through the form, through the movement. And then step down on that foot, shift sides. Feel the weight go down into the standing leg. Scoop up the abdomen, lift the heart. Balance and rotate the ankle. Other direction. All the way around. And then step it down. So just a little bit of loosening up. Roll the shoulders out. And plant. I'm going to turn sideways for a little bit more alignment. Anchoring both feet evenly. We're going to do a little bit of a lifting so we can feel the feet coming off the floor. Do this, the arms come up, and then we're going to go down. Look at how I'm keeping the chest open though. It's not a rounding. It's keeping strong in the back. Lift up off the heels and back down. And up and down. In. Shoo. 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 What are you letting go of today? Let it go. Whoa. Shoo. 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 Push down to lift up. Shoo. 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 One more. Shoo. Lift. Stand on your toes, the ball of your foot. Oh, and release. So when you're lifting up, you want to lift straight up and back down. Straight up and back down. You can do that one at a time to get, again, that mobility through the ball of the foot. So I want to walk barefoot. Shoes keep our feet very stiff. And release that down. Now, when we step wide into our traditional yoga asanas, things happen. Especially in a wide stance, there's a tendency to roll out on the foot, okay, because we're wide. So one way we can secure foundation is by hugging to midline. Hug your legs in, relax your toes, and let the four corners of the foot evenly ground. Take a nice deep breath in, soften the knees, hinge right at your hip joints, drawing your hands down just below the knees. Open up the heart and look again at your feet. See that the toes are relaxed, the feet are grounded, your ankles are lifted. And not lifted would be rolling out. So lift them up, hugging in on the outer ankle. It's called your peroneus muscle. Activating that muscle to hold you upright. And then from here, we'll just bend one knee. And as you do this, you're going to do it with the awareness in the sole of your foot, keeping the feet grounded as you shift your weight. You could take the arms out, lifting up, exhaling down. Your back body is strong, your heart is held open. Feel the shift in the feet, keeping the weight even on all four corners. And we'll come right into center, pause, let the hands come down and go ahead and round over. Let the crown of the head come towards the floor. Check the feet, maybe give them a little massage. Make sure the arches are lifted and the feet are hugged in. Relax your upper body. Maybe take the hands to the floor. Where can you let go and relax? One more breath. Now before we come up, you want to feel foundation. Foundation in the feet, alignment in the legs. This intention of coming up halfway at first, and then from that solid foundation, rising up. Good. Hands on the hips. Rotate the hips right to left. I'm going to move into warrior one. So warrior one is taking one foot. We're going to turn this foot out on the heel. Not from the heel in. We're going to keep the heel grounded and spin the toes out. And then with the back foot, we want to anchor it so that the back heel goes out and pushes, again, all four. Here's where that ankle could roll out, or oftentimes it collapses. So be aware of the soles of your feet in every form. Push down to lift up. And in warrior one, we're squaring the hips as much as possible towards the short end of the mat. So we're rotating the thigh inward and the front thigh outward. Tone the belly, lengthen from hip to armpit, and then allow the front knee to lower down directly over the ankle, feeling the stretch in the back thigh and hip, and the steadiness in this front heel. Now straighten the leg a little bit, and this time we'll take the arms up as the leg goes down, and then squeeze back up. Let's do that twice more. In, and exhale. So I just felt my ankle collapse a little bit as I came down. So I'm going to anchor the outer edge of the ankle, take the arms in cactus if that's easier, or warrior one, hands together, becoming one as you sink down into the legs, lifting through the torso. Feel the strength and the power from the ground up. Then we'll inhale and raise up without locking the joints. Keep the knees strong. Hands come to the hips. And this time just reach your nose out over your toes. Getting a little stretch to that front leg. Grounding the back leg. Rotating the pelvis. Squaring it off as much as you can. Let the arms reach back. Open the heart, and then again, bend the front knee, sweeping the arms around into cactus or overhead, and then straightening, turn the toes to the front of the edge of the mat again, just adjusting so it feels nice and strong. You adjust your feet, and then we'll just rotate the hips again. Let's take it to the other side. Rotating the hips, spin out on the heel. Back heel goes out, Firmly anchor the back leg. This is your power leg. Turning the belly, ribs, and chest towards the short end of the mat. Breath in, and then sinking down. Getting the weight in that front heel, so much so that you're going to feel it wake up that gluteus maximus. Let's straighten it up. Take the arms out, and then sink down and reach up. And exhale, hug in. Twice more, in and out. Just feeling how the weight changes on the soles of the feet. And we'll go down and hold it this time. So if you prefer cactus arms, or bring the palms together and reach up, open the heart, relax your toes, build the pose from foundation to the crown of your head, out your fingertips. One more breath here, strong warrior. And then we'll straighten the front leg, bringing the arms down. Still turning the hips, nose out over the toes, balancing between the feet. Straighten the arms out, chest is wide open. Feel into that hamstring of the front leg. Called pyramid pose, so strong foundation. The pyramid is the strongest, isn't it? So find those four corners of your feet supporting you. Now let the knee bend as the arms sweep around, and then rise up. Bring the toes around. Good, and then walk in heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Back to center. Let's walk that out a little bit. So that can be a lot of work on the feet and ankles when you're really utilizing them to support your foundation. Now, what's going to happen when we stand on one foot? Let's do that again. I'm going to turn sideways for alignment, and also step to the back of the mat. So I like to step into this pose, warrior three, or what I like to start with is airplane asana. It's like I'm jumping out of an airplane, you'll see. Come with me, arms open in a cactus position. Take a breath, step forward with one foot, and then bend the knee and start to shift the weight into that front leg as you lift the torso. And then bend the knee and let this foot come up, but when it comes up, really activate the foot. Both feet are grounded, even though one's in the air. And then as you start to straighten your limbs, push to the sole of your foot, like you're pushing against a wall. Reach it out if that's too much. Keep the limbs bent. Straighten it out if you can. Kick and kick and kick that back leg, and then up you go. And release the arms down. That was kind of quick. Let's do the other side. Shake that out. Notice how that feels. I'm going to turn again come to the back of the mat, just to have that transition. Arms up, and the reason we have them in cactus so you can really feel the shoulder blades lift your heart. Step the leg forward, bend the knee, and feel that weight shift into the front foot. Take your gaze out in front of you, your drishti, that helps balance. Tone the belly, and then bend the back knee. Now feel the foot activate it. Don't just let it hang out there. And then push the sole of your foot towards the wall behind you and reach your arms out in front. If you want, stay bent. Notice how it feels, but let that active foot and leg support you. And then draw it up, placing your feet together, and release down. Roll the shoulders out. So the four corners of the feet grounded when you're on the floor, with your feet on the floor, or if your foot's in the air, and even when you're sitting on the ground, as long as we're doing a yang practice, which is an active practice to raise your inner fire, develop your strength and stability, keep those feet awake. So feel that grounding into Tadasana. With those four corners grounded, feel that energy come right up the length of your leg, the front, the sides, the back, and the inner leg, all hugging in and lifting up. Draw that energy into the pelvic bowl. Lengthen the rib cage away from the pelvis, hugging in on the front ribs. Take the arm bones up, back, and down. And then gently hug the arm muscles to the bones. The arms aren't just hanging, they're lifting. And then lastly, lengthen the neck by lifting from the base of your skull. Close your eyes and really feel how this foundation in your own 2 feet helps you stand tall and balanced with a sense of strength and stability. Thank you so much for joining me today for this little awakening of the feet. Enjoy walking upon the earth in a way that feels solid, grounded, and playful. Namaste.